I make a motion to adopt a substitute requiring proof of citizenship, state retirement, housing, licensing, and tuition.
I rise in opposition to this motion. This substitute is identical to HB88 in removing opportunities and pathways for students who are doing everything that they possibly can to achieve citizenship.
If a child had come here when they were very young, and it was illegal for them to come, but they were very young, and they were now going to one of our colleges and hope to live here after graduation, would they still be allowed under this bill to pay in-state tuition?
If you are here and you do not have citizenship, you will not be able to receive a grant or tuition.
So that would then be a loss of money to the state. If we stop young folks who have lived here much of their life from going to school and getting an education, it's really clear to me that we've hurt that person. It's not clear to me at all that we have benefited the rest of us.
I'm going to take a moment here because this is important. I don't like to really share my story as much unless I'm asked to share it. I made history in Utah by becoming the first Vietnamese American ever elected and the first refugee ever elected to the state legislature. We came after the Vietnam War. I was only 1 year old. My dad was a landscaper, cutting grass, picking weeds. He went to school at nighttime to learn to be an auto mechanic. We were brand new to the country. We did not know the language. We were living in Section 8 housing. Unfortunately, in 1987, my father was coming home from work one night, accosted by two young men. They robbed him and they killed him on the street. This left my mom, a 35-year-old widow, with 7 children. I was only 5 at the time. So life was rough. We had to get on Medicaid. We had to get on food stamps to try to get through. My mom was able to save up enough money to buy a little home on the west side of Salt Lake in Glendale, and we figured it out. When we became 18, we were able to become naturalized citizens, registered to vote, and eventually I was able to go to college. I relied on Pell Grants. I relied on in-state tuition. Fast forward, my family and I, we've been able to create a business where we've employed thousands of Utahns, returned millions to the state in sales revenue. We always tout how we had the #1 economy, highest educated population. All of this because the policies that our forefathers put in place took care of community. Regardless of where you came from, regardless of what your status was, you had the support of your community here to take care of you and give you that upward mobility. I fear that what we're doing here in Utah is we are eroding what truly makes Utah special, the Utah way.
I have a neighbor. His name is Tino. Tino came here the legal way. Tino works his tail off. He's in construction. One day Tino said to me, I'm going to have to move. And I didn't know why. And I asked him. And he said, because my employer said, I don't have to pay you as much anymore because I have all these other people that aren't legal and I can pay them much lower wages. He'd been my neighbor for a long time. Luckily, we got to keep him. He started his own company and he's flourishing. He came here the right way. When I came here from Wisconsin many years ago, I wasn't a citizen. I was a citizen, but I wasn't a resident. And I had to wait for 6 months, get a driver's license, and go through everything that I had to go through to be able to get in-state tuition. I was 18 years old. I was here all by myself. There's nobody paying for me to do anything. I had to do it. I'm considering what's happening to the other kids that are coming from other states. Are they paying, do they get to pay in-state tuition? But we're taking care of other countries' children first. And I want to take care of Utahns first.
I myself moved here when I was 8 years old. My father was a soldier. I was a shy Korean army brat. And I don't know at what point I became a Utahn, but at some point I did. At some point I identified as a Utahn. It's trying to take away that identification, that status as a Utahn. As I've taught these kids for the last 13 years, my students leave 6th grade, and I've invested my blood, sweat, and tears to helping them. And yet we are going to tell so many of the children that I serve today and that are right now making us proud in college that you no longer deserve to pay what all the other Utahns pay to go to school here. My friends, in addition to that being, in my mind, poor judgment, it's bad business. We have invested countless dollars into their education, K to 12, and now we're going to squander that investment by not making it affordable for them to continue on, to become the drivers of our workforce, the economic development that we need. These children are often called dreamers, but I promise you, Mr. Speaker, that if we continue to invest in them and help them be successful, they'll make all our dreams come true. Thank you.
I think that there's a fallacy with the compassion. If we are compassionate to those who come the legal way, and we are compassionate to those who already live here, that does not mean that we lack compassion for others. I know of many people in Moldova, they can't get here because they can't cross a border to get here. If we have resources, they should be spent first on our own people who are here legally.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. Well, that motion passes. Division has been called. HB386 has passed. It will be sent to the Senate for its consideration.